Well, well, well. Interesting here in regards to how things are going down and how things worked out in regards to this stuff, in regards to what happened. We have people from Case 7 that are scared. Now we have this bonus investigation because the killer tries to be taking power away from the puppet master. A lot of interesting thing going on in that regard. But as I usually do, let's go through each. First, welcome here to my humble abode. My name is Steven, and I'll be sharing what I think happened here in this attempt assassination, however you want to call it, from the killer to the puppet master. So, very interesting. We crime scene, the dining room being an absolute disaster, the dining table being burned across the top, small burn hole on the top of the table that wasn't there before. Dining room chairs and smashed china are scattered across the floor. On the ground, placemats that we dined on earlier, have been burned. Windows in the dining room have all been shattered. The framing still intact, though. No shrapnel or detonators around. And then outside the dining room, you decide to go outside. And as you approach the dining room from the outside, you look in the bushes and you see that there's a black timer stuck on 0, tied to a wiring that leads to the roof. It leads to everything that's up there on the roof. It's plain and simple what happened here, folks, was that the killer, in planning everything and what he needed to try to get this done, while the lights were out, before the Scared Spirit ceremony even was going, or on the day of the Scared Spirit ceremony, before it even took place, 4K7, the lights went out for a long time. And during that time, the killer prepared and set up everything and got everything ready to go for when it needed to go during the Scared Spirit ceremony. The items needed to be eating is a black timer box, is the boxes are one for the window, and otherwise mechanical. I'm getting a mechanical pen with collar. I'm getting having boots, rope, ties, wiring, um, black hoodie, black gloves, being all incognito, so in the dark, no one can see at all. But doing that, setting up everything, because from that timer being set for the specific time when the last person's name was read, which was mine, for this past case, for that ceremony, then everything just click, click, boom happened. And certainly was interesting to say the least. Let's just say that as much during the dining room during our ceremony during our dinner time, during a dinner, our scary spread ceremony before dinner. So it's unfortunate. I was hungry. Anyways, all serious note, though, it was an interesting, smart plan. You have the lights going out. You go, the killer going up to the room, making sure everybody's bedroom windows were open. Pardon me. Going into her room, taking the rope, or grab a hold of the rope, kind of mountain climbing it up through on the roof where you get those boot prints on the roof. The rope being hogtied and lassoed on the chimney that's in the center of the lodge. Then from there, kind of scaling way over to where the dining room is and setting up what he or she needed to set up there to drop into the room. Something happened. But it's not even to drop into already, but it was planned to go through. Because what seems so obvious and what we think of what it could be, there's this regular camera being bashed in the laboratory, everything that we saw there, and in regards to what we saw on the surveillance camera at specific times, like at 1:30 on the 2nd of August, which was a Scared Spirit day, it's gonna happen later that day. We see Billy and Rebecca in the great room. They're talking, they're chattering, and then all of a sudden, it's dark and they're gone. Why? It's dark because lights went out, and they went to their rooms, or finding a place to hide, place to go. Then it comes back in, empty, great room, lights are back on. Dining room at 4 o'clock. We have a Giles, Gavin reading what happened, and then everybody gets cards. And then after the final person, then Matt, craziness, and everybody left the room. I explained, like, why? For that reason. Like they were setting up what you do this pudding pen that had at least some kind of liquid in there because there was a burner that we saw that had liquid in it. In the middle box, or not the middle box, in the killer laboratory. We see everything scattered around. The chains of the ceiling have been ripped down, being destroyed that way. Cabinets, going to the metal locker there in the circuit breaker, and everything's being super glued on the off position. Again, that's when the lights were off and the killer prepared. We need to prepare for he or she. So doing that and getting the necessary items that the person needed to try to pull off this assassination attempt. I mean, it wasn't a bad attempt. It was just not as grand. And it could have worked, but unfortunately it didn't. But with the device set up in the windows to go off, with the timer when it's set to then have where it's wired to the roof, put and dropped into the table, spit it out like it's a freaking fireworks sparkler, and it just boom, boom goes the dynamite. It's a bomb, and just going off, and just make. And that liquid being some sort of liquid, like a liquid nitrogen, a flammable liquid that can be used in putting in pens or small devices that can pack a punch. It can be deadly. That was his intention. But either way, we learned it wasn't as it seems. That's kind of there. And remember that there's timers in the bushes, so it's well hidden. And then everything being wired together up to the windows being open from the top. Open like open doors there now and being opened. So already can the blast, which then when the blast happens, it minimizes pressure there. The black box is there, but being able to how the framing is still intact. People weren't there. As long as diabolical plan set up in motion during the time the lights were up. Oh yeah, it was at 6 p.m. Sorry, 6 p.m. in the dining room during the ceremony. And then the killer tells everybody to go back to their rooms, including the puppet master. All doors being open for purposes in regards to some. It was an interesting plan. It was interesting in regards to how I've always been saying Rebecca and Billy's Billy Puddin' Puppet Master. I'm going to say that one more time. Well, I'm going to say Rebecca, you're the Puppet Master. Billiam, you are the killer. Billy turning on Rebecca. Makes sense. By the time we get him to do so. No, they're not coming after both of you. Run.